Hey guys, so today's another video, and today I'm doing another video. I'm really sorry that I haven't uploaded in a while, but today I'm going to be doing a really good video for you guys. This is just an advice video to help you guys with what's coming up, and it starts tomorrow, so I hear, SATS. Now, I did SATS last year, and I've got some advice about them, seeing as I've done them before. So I'm going to share my advice with you today, and make sure that you comment in what you're worried about with SATs and like what questions you have about them and what makes you feel nervous about them, or like if you're wondering how they're laid out or anything, just text them in today and I'll answer your questions. But before you guys start sending them in, I've got a few pieces of advice that I wrote here earlier. So the first piece of advice that I have is if you are feeling a bit nervous, then maybe have a drink beforehand. Always have water before an exam, because it always like calms you down and it gives you like a bit of like energy. And if you're sure that you don't have any allergies and you're not going to be sick from nerves, then go ahead and have like a snack, maybe some chocolate, just to raise your energy levels and make sure that you're not really, really tired during the exam, because you don't want to get into the SATS exam. Be really, really prepared and be doing revision all night, and then get there and be really, really tired and not be able to do any of the work that you've been doing for the past 8 months. So that'd be pretty terrible. I'm sorry about that. That was my dad messing around. And the second piece of advice is you should always revise for SATs, like always. But don't stress about them, because they really don't mean as much as people say. Like for most secondary schools, secondary schools barely even look at them. Like every single set in secondary school is literally just based on how well you do in the exam set there. SATs really don't seem to mean anything once you get there. Like it really doesn't matter. So don't stress about them too much. And I have a tip for revision now. Make sure that when you are revising, go into Sainsbury's, your local Sainsbury's or Tesco or Amazon, but I'd recommend Sainsbury's because they've got really good ones. Buy some empty flashcards. On one side, get your parents to write a question about like English or SPAG or maths, anything like that you think is going to be in the exam, and then get them to write the answer on the other side, and then they give a pile of them to you, and you watch it and you're like, and you try and answer the question and then turn it over and see if you're right, vice versa. And maybe do like search up previous years of SATs, search up previous years like the tests to see what the layout of it was. So yeah, then you've got an idea of what it actually is. So make sure that if you do have any queries then about SATs, then literally just do them in the comments, because I can answer any of them that you want. For anyone that doesn't know, this is how it was last year, but I'm not sure if it's still the same. There's something called a scaled score. So you've got your scores for each individual SATs, like each individual subject, and then you've got your actual scaled score, which is like all of them kind of like added up. I'm not really sure how it works, but the scaled score is what you get for English, maths, and SPAG, and you get it separately for each of them. So yeah, you get a scaled score for any of them. So send in your questions. When we were revising for SATs last year, when I was still in primary school, we did some like test papers. We did some papers from the last year of SATs, like the previous year. I'm not sure if it was like 1 year behind. It might have been like 5 years. But apparently they say it gets harder every year. But I feel like the test one that we did was a lot harder than I feel like the test one that we did was a lot harder than the one that we did. And they say it gets harder every year. It really didn't seem to. I'm not gonna lie. So I heard that it's really not like about what score you get, and they just kind of say that it's about what the secondary what the primary school gets, because if they get if all of their students get top marks in the SATs, then they're going to be classed as a good primary school, aren't they? Because it's about their teaching. But if everyone in that year gets really not great marks, like 1 or something, then obviously they're not very good at teaching, are they? Because you can always teach a child to do better than a 1 out of 120, which is what the scale scores is about. So, yep. Oh, yeah. So, I have, as you know, I haven't uploaded on YouTube in 8 years. I haven't uploaded on YouTube in 2 months, which is kind of bad, I know, but oh well. Because I really just every time I think to do it, I just remember the extreme hours of editing, and it puts me off. But this time that's not going to happen, hopefully. Because do I want it to happen? No. Am I going to let it happen? No. So hopefully you're going to be seeing a lot more content on my channel. And if you haven't seen my SATS results video from last year, which is where I opened my SATS results, then go and check that out, because you can see what scores I got. And yeah, that might be quite comforting. Everyone seemed to get around. I'm not going to say that, but yeah. So yeah, make sure to text in if you have any if you have any questions about SATs, then make sure you just ask them, because that's always good. Yep, I'm gonna go and publicize this video. Don't worry. Yep, sorry about that. So I am doing a SATS advice video, and if you have any questions about SATs, make sure to send them in. Make sure that one of my top tips is always have a drink before an exam. Always have a drink before an exam, because if you don't have a drink before an exam, you're going to get there and feel very tired, and that's never good. That's never good. That's a complete why are you doing that? So make sure you always do that. And also, if you're wondering what they're like, if you got questions about anything basically, and if you're worried about secondary school or SATs or anything like that, then just comment it now. And yeah, say everything. Hi, person who's just joined. Hi, Lilac Wolfie. Shout out. So yeah, make sure that you just comment any questions you have about SATs, and yeah, and make sure that you do revise, because I know some people don't get nervous about SATs, because that is just that's a one-way route, and once you're nervous about them, you can't not get nervous about them unless you stop now. Because if you go into the day feeling nervous about SATs, it's not going to end well. But if you stop tonight, which is, as I believe, tomorrow's the start of SATs. So if I'm wrong, then correct me. Then you can always just take a breather and just breathe, and then you'll feel so much better tomorrow, because they're really not as bad as everyone says. They're really, really not as bad as everyone says. I got there, and we've revised for all these hard topics, and then I get there, and they're nowhere as near as hard as what people say. And I think, how did people say they were this hard when I get in there? They're not that hard. They're don't ever don't ever ignore an exam, but don't stress too much, because that's a one-way route, and that's never gonna go well. Someone says you have to go to school early tomorrow. Yeah, we had to do that as well. I don't know if you do this, but we had before SATS, we had to go in like half an hour early and do like revision for certain topics, and they'd give us like some questions on what, like, as an average, what our class wasn't the best at. So say we weren't good at fractions as like a class, some people obviously were, but like as a class, say we weren't good at fractions, then they'd give us a few questions on fractions, and then they'd give us some questions and we just do them, and it helps so much. We came out of there feeling so much better. I'm not sure if you guys do that. Lilac Wolfie said, pretty much it's just another test as normal. Don't stress yourself out, guys. Yeah, she's 100% right. Like, SATs are just like a fancy word for them. I bet secondary schools don't even look at them. Like, I doubt. Do you really think that your secondary school is going to spend an hour? It's probably going to take an hour to look through every single score on your SATs. Every single score on every single test that makes up your SATs. And they've got, say, 200 people in the year. Do you really think they're going to spend an hour looking through your scores? I mean, they're probably going to take a glance at what your overall score was. But apart from that, it's really, they're barely going to look at it. So, yeah. If you have any, if there's anything you're not sure about, then make sure that you just comment it. Claudia says, the teacher makes it seem so stressful. Yeah, teachers make it seem stressful because they're the ones that are stressed. Because if it says, like, everyone in that class got, like, 4 out of 20, then the government's going to think, they're not a very good school, are they? So they need you guys to do well, so the school doesn't look bad, so they don't look bad. It's really not even about you guys, and any score that you get is like fine. Like, it's fine. It doesn't matter what you get. Like, everyone's at different levels, but it's just the teachers that are stressed out, and they make it seem so stressful, so we revise more. It's just the way it works. I don't know why they do it. It just stresses you out more, and then you don't do as well. Campaigning. It's only for your secondary school. Yeah, they say it's only for your secondary school, but as I just said, the secondary school literally barely looks at it. So, is it really for anything? No. What is it for? So, if you guys got any more questions. Ooh, 8 people. Are the SATs simple? The SATs are pretty simple. So as you probably know, there's an English, maths, and a SPAG. And the SPAG one is pretty easy. They just ask you some questions, and like they say like you're like YOUR, amazing, and they're like, what's wrong here in the sentence? And clearly it's the your, which should be YOURE with an apostrophe in the middle, before the RE. And it's just questions like that, and then you've got the spelling test, which is out of 20. It was for me anyway. And that's not too like, when you hear it, you're like, whoa, that's a lot. But then you get there and it's like, it's really simple. So they're really not that hard. Well, they are pretty simple. Like, it's pretty simple once you know how to do them. Like, it's literally just answering questions. And so, yeah, just make sure you always read the question twice. I know that's boring, but, like, you really don't want to use a mark just because you couldn't be bothered to read it through. I know from experience. So Larry Stan 1107 says, I'm studying for it now and I'm so worried. Can you give me advice? don't be worried. Please don't be worried. That's like the worst thing you can do. I'm sure that you're going to do great no matter what. Just what I'd say for you is get a piece of paper, and on one side get your parents to write a question. I'm going to say spag, for example, and be like, they can write a question with a grammatically incorrect question, and you have to like say to your parents what is grammatically incorrect about that sentence, and then you turn over the piece of paper and that will be the answer. Like they'll have written the grammatically correct answer. So just ask your parents to do a few flashcards. If you ask them, hey parents, can you do me some flashcards to practice for SATS, they'll know what you mean. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just ask them to do that. And Storage of My Life says, is secondary school harder? And secondary school is, well, there's a lot of tests in secondary school. I'm not gonna say there's not a lot of tests, because I hate it when people say, oh, it's not, there's barely any tests, and you get there and there's loads. So there's not loads, but there's one at the start of year, there's one at the middle of the year, and there's one at the end of year, and there's like a few small ones in between, but those three are the main three. There's and it's there are quite a few tests, but they don't really only the end of year ones really mean anything, because they in certain schools they mean your SATS, but like the other ones, the start of the year is to see what what you really are. See, they have ones at the start of the year to see what you are. They don't even look at the SATs. And so yeah. Who is here doing their says? Can you rephrase that? I don't really get it. Sorry. Who is there doing their SATs? Oh yeah, answer that in the comments. Claudia Kit says, what happens when you get a low score? Number one, you won't get a low score. They're really easy. Not really easy, but it's quite hard to get a low score in them. Not gonna lie. They're not easy, because no test is easy, but it's pretty hard to get a low score in them. And even if you did, you'd probably just get to secondary school and get some extra help. You'd probably just get tutored. It really just whatever happens, you're just gonna get the treatment that you need, you know. So it doesn't really matter what score you get, because it will get it sorted out. If you haven't got a great score, then you're probably just gonna get tutored in secondary school, which your secondary school will probably sort out. It's probably for free, because the secondary school would just give you some extra help. So yeah, but that you're probably not going to get a low score. And other spelling, James says, are the spellings also simple? I mean, I'm not going to say they're simple, but they're not hard at the same time. I've always found spellings quite easy, but there are some really easy words, but there are some hard words. I think last year we had the word incomprehensibly. I mean, where did that even come from? But then all of the other words were really easy. So they're all going to be words you can't really revise for spellings, but just make sure that you just kind of just think about some hard words that you've been learning in year 6. Just that's what I'd say. Do think about words that you've been taught in the years, and there's not really a way you can really revise for spelling tests because you don't know what they're going to be. So just make sure that you kind of you have an idea of I before E except after C, rules like that. Anyway, flashcards. Yeah, flashcards. You're welcome. And secondary school would get harder each year. That's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true. What year are you in, by the way? In some secondary schools it does, but in some years, because year 9 is obviously choosing GCSEs, I'm pretty sure anyway. But you're not doing as many tests as some other years. So it all depends on it. It doesn't really work like that, I don't think. But it won't get too hard. Yeah, you're right. Apart from I got 115 on reading, 120 on spag, 114. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, congratulations. Lilac Wolfie says, wow. Yeah, that's really good. I'm scared about maths though. Yeah, that's really good. Why are you scared about maths? Haven't you already done it? Why are you don't stress out about maths, trust me. Because I don't think I'm that great at maths, but then I got in my SATS, and I did a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. So like it really like you never think that it's gonna go as well as it does go, you know? Because you stress out and then you get there, you do it, and then you get the results and you're like, wow, I didn't expect it to be that good. Oh, they're your mocks. Yeah. Trust me. It's not, don't worry about it. Seriously, don't worry about it. Remember to revise. Always revise. But don't just worry yourself. So yeah, it's just an indication of where you're up to at year 6, right? Yeah, that's 100% right. That's 100% right. And that's like a summary of SATs. They say it's about secondary school and all that, but no, it's just about how much you've learned in primary school. So the primary school can have a look at it and think, oh, we didn't teach that very well, so we'll teach that a bit harder, you know? So Lilac Wolfie says, don't stress out. Yep, she's 100% right. What year are you in, by the way? Yeah, you're welcome. James says, in your opinion, which subject did you find the hardest? Maths, 100%. 100%. Jensen Jones HD, I think that says, it's tomorrow. Yeah. It's tomorrow, but just, I'm sure you're all going to do fine. Like, from what you're typing, like, none of you are terrible at spelling or anything, so you're probably going to do fine in that area. And I haven't seen any bad grammar, so I'm sure you're all going to be fine. Hi! I was really nervous, but now I'm calmed down. Oh, it's all right. I just remembered it's tomorrow. Oh, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. I'm sure that your teachers are going to be a lot more stressed than you guys from what I remember, but don't worry. Did your parents give you a nice treat at the end of the week when it was all over? Yeah, I got a Subway at the end of when I was doing my SATs. I got my results and I got a Subway. They were like, we can go to any restaurant, and I was like, Subway, because I just had my first Subway a few weeks before and it was amazing. So yep. Just ask your parents at the end of the week, when you've all done SATs. I'm not sure if it's a week actually, but when it's all done, just ask your parents, can we go out for like a nice Nando's or something? Whatever you like. I like Nando's, so I just use that example. And no doubt, actually maybe doubt, but chances are they're probably going to be like, yeah, sure. And then you get a nice celebratory video, celebratory meal, and just like chill and take it easy then. Because at the end of the year, depends on your primary school, but most primary schools have a bit of a party when SATs are over, so that's always great. How many days is SATs? I'm sorry, I really don't remember. It was a year ago. I mean, I kind of just went in the exam, did all my questions, and then forgot about it. Did you do the 11 plus? What's the 11 plus? What's the 11 plus? Is it bad that I don't know? Oh well. 4 days. Yeah, it's 4 days. Yeah, SATs last 4 days. Okay, thank you. Yep. So, when do results come out? Mine took quite a while, if I remember correctly. Dad, how long did my results take to come? Like a few weeks? A month. They take about a month, yeah. So, yeah, they take quite a while. Like, seriously, it shouldn't take that long. I don't know what that is. I think they mean, did you do SATs at 11 to 12 age? I did SATs when I was 10. I was 10 when I did SATs. Yep. Because I'm 11 still. My birthday's in 10 days. I'm going to be 12. Yeah. So. Do the results come with your end of year reports? For some people they do. That didn't happen for me. But yeah, for some primary schools it happens that way. 2 months, I believe. 2 months. So if you do them, yeah, it took 2 months. We got them in July. Yeah, I just remembered now. Yeah, you get them in July. That's when I got mine anyway. The 11 plus is the test for grammar school. I didn't do it. No, I got into a different school. Yeah. Happy early birthday. Oh, thank you. By the way, I love your hoodie jumper. Oh, thank you. Well, that's so nice of you. Thank you. See, you're practicing your grammar. Yeah, you're gonna do fine. Do you guys have English tomorrow, reading on Tuesday, maths, arithmetic on Wednesday? I mean, I would answer that, but I can't answer that. If I answered that, I'd feel bad because I'm just misleading you. I have spat tomorrow. I think no. Oh, spag. I have spat tomorrow. I'm reading the comments, by the way. If you're not watching this live, that could sound really weird. So, yeah. Spag, I think. Yeah. This went great. I hope I've helped you guys, like, through some of your queries about SATs, and I hope I've comforted you a bit and made you feel a bit better, because I know that the night before SATs, some people are like shaking and like falling over with nerves from SATs. Okay, maybe not falling over, but some people are like, yeah, it's nothing to worry about. But yeah, like, nothing to worry about. But yeah, it's fine. Thank you for doing this live stream. I am feeling better. Oh, that's so great. I really hope that this helps you guys. Like, I really, because this has almost been half an hour. So if I've just sat here for half an hour and it's like not done anything, but then I'm joking. If you know 1 + 1, you'll pass off. Yeah, pretty much. If you want to find 27, 1 + 1 until you get to 27. 1 + 1 can equal any number, so you're gonna pass. You have just saved my future. My gosh, lol. I mean, that would be true if these were your A levels, but like they don't mean anything. So, but thank you anyway. Tomorrow I'm going to school at 8, and they're cooking you breakfast. The school cooks you breakfast. What? That's so unfair. Not unfair. That's cool. But like, why didn't my school do that? Oh my gosh! You have a breakfast club, Dad. They have a breakfast club. I know they have a breakfast club, but I didn't realize that it was every school. I didn't realize. I went to a breakfast club, but I didn't realize that every school had it. I just thought it was my school being weird. You're not doing it though. Oh, are you guys in the same school? Only for SATS week. I know, right? Exactly. I don't know why they didn't. Yeah. Yeah, same. I don't know if I am. No. No, you're not in the same school. Oh. Well, I just always thought that it was just my school, but yeah. Hi. On the scale of 10, how hard was reading and maths? Well, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot your reading one. Reading, I mean, I've always loved English, so I didn't find the reading one that hard. On a scale of 1 to 10, I don't really know. I don't really remember it, not gonna lie. But I always found it fine because I love reading, and like writing and all things creative. Maths, on the other hand, I mean, there was one question where I was like, I can't do this. But then I did it, so it's fine. I don't know, love. No, I don't know. Love. I'm reading the comments, by the way. I have SATS tomorrow, and I'm scared for the maths. Ugh, I was scared for the maths too, but I did fine. I think I got 108 in maths, which was my scale score, which was out of 120. 100 is average, and I got 108 out of 120. So, yeah. Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like, whatever you do. Can you go live again tomorrow too? Oh, thanks, guys. I don't know if I have time. I am too, but I'm learning not to stress out thanks to Katie. Listen to what she says and you won't be stressed. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so nice. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Same, thanks. Don't think about SATs no and concentrate tomorrow. Yeah, as long as you've done enough revision, just relax tonight and go to bed early because go to bed early because you really don't want to get there tomorrow and be like, I haven't slept. And then you don't do as well when it's all like stressful. Sorry. So yeah, just like breathe. And just go to sleep a bit earlier tonight and make sure that you get a lot of rest. And then in the morning, maybe when you're reading your breakfast, do the flashcards that I told you about. For anyone that wasn't here when I talked about the flashcards, ask your parents to create some flashcards. Don't know what that means. So just do some revision maybe in your breakfast while you're having your breakfast tomorrow. But just chill a bit tonight after the live stream. Was there algebra in maths? I think there was some algebra. There's only a tiny bit of everything though, because they've got to cram in every single subject. So there's only a small bit of everything in maths anyway. In English, everything's kind of the same. James, it may be there. I'm drawing right now, lol. Oh, I love drawing. They should do SATs in like every subject, like drama and art and yeah. So yeah, use flashcards to take your time when you're doing the questions. People say go to the harder questions first and then do the smaller mark questions later. I absolutely hate that piece of advice. You might want to take it, but I hate that piece of advice. I don't think that anyone should take that advice because if you do the harder questions first, you're going to completely stress yourself out in the exam and you're going to be sitting there thinking like, this is too hard and I can't do it. And then you mess up the smaller questions because you're too stressed from the bigger questions. So don't do that first. Do it in the order that the test gives it to you because you're only going to stress yourself out the other way. And read the question twice. What's the algebra and maths? Is arithmetic or revision hard? I'd hope. Arithmetic, I mean, I've always found maths a bit hard, and I found it hard in the exam, but then I got my result and I did a lot. Like, everyone does a bit better than they expected themselves to do. It's just like, it's because of stress. Well, pretty much everyone anyway. The teachers say do the 1 mark questions first if there's only 10 minutes left. If you want to follow the teacher's advice, then like fine. I don't really mind. But personally, I don't really. I think that's if you've only got 10 minutes left, then like do the easy ones because they'll get you more marks. But just if you've got the whole test, don't start with the harder questions because it'll only stress you out. So yeah, do both of the pieces of advice. Do the SATS questions you feel comfortable. Yeah. I just say do it in the order from the test because the people that make this obviously know best because they've been doing it every year. So arithmetic is quite okay for me, but reasoning I hate lol, but I hope to do good. Oh yeah, reasoning was so annoying. I hated the reasoning, but that's just because I hate maths. And I got an alright result in it. It's just because I don't like maths. I never enjoy maths. Doesn't mean I'm not good at it. Same though. Yeah. So, yeah. For anyone that wasn't here at the start, I'm just going to say one piece of advice. Again. Before you go into the exam, always have a drink of water because you need a bit of energy. Like, there's no point getting there and just like falling asleep on the desk. And if you don't have any allergies and you don't think you're so nervous that you're going to throw up, then maybe have like a snack beforehand, maybe a bit of chocolate, because you're going to want to like have a bit of energy because you don't want to get there and like pass out. Not that you will, that was a bit exaggerated, but you know what I mean. Did the teachers make the test look harder? They didn't make them look harder. It's just, it's a bit complicated. It depends like which primary school you go to, but I think the teachers are probably a bit stressed because it also reflects on how well they're teaching. So they might make it a bit harder because they want to like look better. But they also do care about you guys, obviously, because otherwise if they didn't, they wouldn't be teachers. So yeah, they don't make them look that much harder, but just yeah. Like kind of like the mocks are kind of the same as the actual test most of the time anyway. So I would love to sleep through SATs or yeah, I mean everyone would love to sleep through SATs, but not when you don't get the great results. So don't sleep through SATs. In breakfast club you can have coffee, hot chocolate, or tea, or you can make it think. Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, in breakfast club, have like as long as you don't think you don't have any allergies and you don't think you're gonna like be sick or anything because you're too nervous, then maybe have a bit of sugar in like a sweet treat, not just like by the teaspoon, but like a sugary treat, because that would just give you a bit of energy and calm yourself down, make you feel a bit more confident and relaxed. You know, people say when you're sad you eat chocolate. Well, chocolate also calms you down. So, yeah. So yeah. Any last questions? I think I'm going to have breakfast at home and have a drink at school. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I actually really like that they've done that. Any last questions? This has almost been going on for 40 minutes. I don't know what to say. So yeah, good luck everyone. One more question. Right, I'm gonna answer 5 more questions. So if you've got any last questions, like yeah, just say them now. 5 more questions, not including the one I'm about to answer. So this question, what happens when SATs finish? When SATs finish, like they kind of finish. My primary school didn't really make a big deal out of it. But some primary schools like when the SATS week is completely over, they have a bit of a party, but my primary school decided not to do that. So yeah, sometimes people like celebrate, but basically whenever you get in the playground after SATS, like everyone's like screaming and like running. It's kind of crazy. Will you be in a team, like, or be in a full class? Do you mean like split into rooms? Because when you're in the SATS, I'm not sure if this is the same for every primary school, but in my primary school, in my primary school, some of us were put into different rooms. So yeah, we were like split into like 3 groups. It's completely random and put into different rooms. So like we weren't all squished together, so no one could cheat or anything. Don't be a cheater, kid. It doesn't help. That wasn't aimed at anyone, by the way. Because people might copy you. Yeah. Are you allowed to go to the toilet? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Yeah, make sure you go to the toilet before the exam because that wouldn't be good. I think we're doing a bring your pet to school day after. That's a great idea. That's great idea. How do you fail? I don't think you can fail. I think that you can get like not a great mark, but I don't think you can fail per se. So yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 questions. So there's one more question left. And anyone can ask it. Make it a good one as well. Don't just like answer it just for the sake of it. Oh gosh, there's 3 questions. They're all pretty like quick questions, so I might as well do all of them. What's the number 1 tip for SATs? I think the number 1 tip is just. Oh gosh, this is a hard one. Wow, you're good at questions. Yeah, just relax. Don't stress yourself out. Obviously revise, because if you don't revise, that's stupid. But just relax. There is absolutely no point in stressing yourself out, because imagine you're like the smartest in your class, but then you're all stressed and you don't do the best in your class. So yeah. When did you do SATs? I did SATs a year ago. So I'm in year 7 now. Do you feel comfortable in SATs? I mean, no one feels comfortable. Well, I don't feel comfortable in exams because, like, they're exams. I mean, no one really feels comfortable in exams, I don't think. But, like, they're not uncomfortable. They're just not comfortable, if you know what I mean. Can you upload this as a vid in your channel? Yeah, this is going to stay here. And I'm so scared but happy and excited, lol. Yeah, it is exciting because then you find out like how clever you are and everything. It doesn't always reflect how clever you are. Don't take that as what I just said from that. But like, it's exciting in a weird way, but it is also quite scary. But once you get there tomorrow morning, everything that I've said that you haven't understood will make sense. Trust me. When will we get breakfast before SATs? Yeah. Lol, same. Yeah. I'm happy to go back to school, so when they're done, they're done. I know what you mean. Yeah. Just like as soon as you go back to school, that's like 1 day less of SATs and 1 day less of SATs, 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 and then all of a sudden they're over. So look forward to going to school because then SATs are over. This has almost gone on for an hour. Wow. My head teacher said that we still do work after SATs. Yeah, we still do work after SATs, but it's not that hard. I mean, of course it's hard because it's more fun work. You're still gonna do work because you got another 2 months left, but everyone's a bit more chill because most people spend, like a lot of people in my class spent the whole of year 6 like nervous for SATs. And as soon as SATs is over, you notice how much of your class just so chill. Everyone is so much more relaxed. It's chill after. We have sports day right after. Yeah, it's chill afterwards. We have sports day right after SATs, like the day after. Is it actually the day after? That's so cruel. Do you have to sleep early on the day before SATs? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't think you guys should still be awake. Don't worry. I'm not your mum. Just enjoy the last few weeks of year 6. Yeah, enjoy it. You don't get much. Well, my primary school did get much homework in year 6. Enjoy that. Savor that. Because secondary school is great. There's one thing about it. There is so much homework. Anyway, I'm not going to stress you guys out about that. I have to go. Yeah, night. Good luck. Bye. Oh, and thank you so much for being like so great. You guys are such a supportive community. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Oh, one last piece of advice for everyone here. When you come out of SATs, I repeat, do not ask your friends what they got for certain question, because that is really stressful, because there's a quite a likely chance that they got a different answer to you, and that will stress you out really badly. And if you do that tomorrow, that's gonna stress you out for like the rest of it, for the rest of all of that. So do not ask your friends what they got after SATs. So yeah, listen to your playlist before SATs. That's a really good idea. Do you still have to do work after SATs? Unfortunately, yes. But not as you're more doing like normal work instead of like revision though, so it's not as bad. It depends what you think of it. I'm going to Thorpe Park after SATs. That's great. Is that a school trip or just like a treat from your family? Hi. Yeah, good luck, guys. So I think I'm gonna end this video in a minute. Your school is taking you for a school trip to Thorpe Park. What? That's so lucky. You're so lucky. So, Dad, did you hear that? That's so lucky. So yeah, I hope you have a great time. Yeah, so I wish all of you guys the best of luck. Have a really good time at SATs. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the right thing to say, but good luck. Don't stress yourself out. Follow the advice that I just said. I'm going to show you this little flashcard here that I made. Quickly read that through. The SATs was easier than I expected, kind of, in some situations. We're going to Harry Potter and PGL. You guys are lucky. We did nothing. So yeah, I really hope you guys have a great SATs. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. Please give it a thumbs up. And I have almost been doing this video for an hour. What? Yeah, I might do one tomorrow, or like, when does SATs finish, on Thursday or Friday? Because at the end of SATs, I'll do another live stream and you guys can all tell me how it went. And I'll give you some advice for like calming down or anything if any of you guys are like nervous or like sad or anything. I don't know. Yeah, a Thursday, okay. Yeah, so I gotta go now. So bye, love you, bye. I don't know how to end the live stream. Like and subscribe. I must miss you. I'll be gone for now. Bye.